I really just wanted to try it once because like I think I was at a point where I was like at this phase in my life where I kind of wanted to stop avoiding things that made me uncomfortable or start going outside of my comfort zone. So I just I had a friend who was doing comedy and I used to go out and see her. So one day I was just kind of decided I'm gonna try it just so I can do something that is something that I normally wouldn't do, and then I got addicted to it. I had this whole set prepared, and I had this whole idea of how it was gonna go, and it went actually pretty good. Like from what people tell me, like for a first time, it went good. But because not all the jokes went the way I wanted them to, I felt a little disappointed in it. So I knew there's another open mic the next night, so I knew I was going back the next night to do it again. I think the kind of perfectionist started to kick in, so I had to keep doing it over and over again. Then I started coming up with new jokes. But yeah, so the first time it was like it felt good to do it, but I couldn't help but nitpick all the things that I felt like I did wrong. So I think that was kind of like it was scary, but getting that first laugh, of course, is like enough to get you hooked on the feeling. I know there's a guy named Kyle Cease. I can't think of the name of the special that he did, but I know it was like his style was so different from everybody else's that I think it kind of had an influence on me because he goes on a lot of weird tangents, but brings it back to what he was originally talking about. So yeah, it's Kyle Cease, but I don't remember what the album name of the comedy special was. I'm a big fan of Mad TV. Like, I know a lot of people talk a lot of trash about it, but I like Mad TV because, like, they, Mad TV wasn't afraid to do a lot of things that were just plain stupid, and the dumber they got, the more of a fan of it I was. Black Dynamite, definitely. That's one of my favorites. I'm also a big fan of Ace Ventura 2. That scene of him coming out the rhino is one of my favorite scenes of all time. Like to this day, no matter I'm 33 years old, I will still die laughing at that scene. I would never not laugh at that scene. I was a big fan of Martin too, like Martin Lawrence. Like when he would, I love it when like you watch a sitcom and you can tell everybody in the scene is trying not to laugh. Those are my favorite moments. So like Martin, he had a few moments like that. Like I think there was a scene with him and a fake dog once where like the whole cast is trying their best to hold it in the entire time. But yeah, I would say like Martin was a big influence on me. Of course, Dave Chappelle, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bugs Bunny. Like Bugs Bunny had great timing. Like when you go back and watch the cartoons, Bugs Bunny was like. He was like a comedian himself. He was just like the timing of his jokes and everything he did, like the way he would react after he did something that he knew was funny, and would kind of have that little smug look on his face. And you see stand-up comedians do that now when they're on stage. It's like, yeah, that was definitely a big influence too. One of my favorites was John Mulaney's New in Town one, where you are talking about the guy who, like, the homeless guy who comes up and says, "Hey, I'm new in town." Now, just because it's like the way he brought it full circle, I thought that was great. But then I also like the jokes that are just like just stupid just for the sake of just being stupid. I like jokes like that. I think there's like one where Steve Harvey's talking about he got into an argument with a guy and he's trying to reference the Bible and use the Bible quotes so that he can be more religious, and all he can think of is Jesus wept, just because he thinks that's a tough thing to say to somebody. I don't know, for some reason I found that line very hilarious. That's probably one of my favorite jokes also. I don't know, maybe Doug Stanhope. Just because I know nothing that I say will be any edgier or go any further than anything he's gonna say. So it's like if they're there to see Doug Stanhope, then I don't have to worry about them being offended by anything I'm gonna say. I don't know. It's almost like I don't know if that's like me being a coward, but I feel very safe with that idea that if they're here to see Doug Stanhope, they're down for anything. So. I'm gonna go with Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and maybe Patrice O'Neal. I like writing more than anything. Like, I don't necessarily have to be in front of the camera or on stage. Like, I don't necessarily want to be. I don't want my face necessarily to be famous. Like, I want to be able to still walk into bars or public places and have people not know who I am and not coming up to me. I like the creation process much more than I like the performance aspect of things. I mean, like, I guess you kind of do get addicted to the performance aspect, because one thing about comedy is it's one of the few, I guess, things where you get that instant gratification from when you perform well. You immediately hear the reaction from people. But I still prefer the writing process. I like storytelling, so I'd much rather be a writer for like a TV show or something than actual performing comedy. I don't even know if I have much of a comedy career. Honestly, I'm in it for the love of comedy. Like, I haven't really thought much about comedy career-wise. I see myself still doing it as a hobby in 5 years. It's kind of like that thing that I just do on my nights off. Hopefully I've got like a few other projects that I'm working on. Like, I got some 2 TV shows that or potential TV shows that I'm working on right now. I hope for those to take off. I don't know, maybe if they don't, comedy is something that I can kind of fall back on and maybe pursue. I've kind of kept it like in the back of my mind, like it is something I can do. I'm good at it, but I haven't quite taken the steps to it as a career. So I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it right now. I'll see where it goes. I honestly like for audiences to. My favorite types of jokes are when I start to joke out with the audience being able to relate to what I'm talking about, and then take them someplace where they weren't expecting to go, and then being, how did I get there? So I kind of want the audience leaving my set feeling like I was funny, but also being a little bit confused about what's going on in my head and what exactly they just experienced. I kind of like that. I like them to feel like they were just taken on a journey that they weren't expecting to go on. I host a show called the Savannah Comedy Underground. We have a Facebook page. You can just look up Savannah Comedy Underground. I'm part of a podcast and a group. We do like sketch videos and stuff called 21 Nukes and Loops. You can look that up on. We're on Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, all that. And then also I do a action comedy comic book that's also being turned into an animation right now with my brother. You can find that on BOSC. That stands for Brothers of Spontaneous Combustion Comics. That's also on Facebook, Instagram. So you can look any of those things up. Hey, I'm Jerrod Smith from Savannah, Georgia, and check out cuties.com. And yeah, thank you.